The Manuscript of Survival, Part 301. April 18, 2013. As you have already ascertained, the waves come and go, and sometimes, it is as if your feet are being knocked out under you. But at other times, you will feel yourself as lifted aloft, and you will feel how the power of the waves surges underneath you, carrying you higher and longer than ever before. For such is the nature of these waves. They are not here to drown you, but to lift you even closer to that oh so elusive goal that you have searched for such a long time. And what is this goal, we may ask, and we think you have all started to find your true answer to just that. For what on the outset started out for many as a quest for that perfect world, has now turned inwards. For you have all started to see the truth that paradise is not something that comes from the outside, it is indeed something that comes from within. And as soon as you discover this, much will start to fall into place. For then, you can finally start to build your future on the most solid base of them all, namely the one that you always carry with you. For eons, mankind has set his store on other, more flimsy constructions. And these constructions have been many indeed, and they have gone by the name of family or ancestry, government or even religion. But all of these, no matter how closely tied they are to each and every one of you, are outside constructions, and nothing to build your own future on. We do not talk about a complete disregard for your fellow men here, nothing could be further from the truth. No, what we refer to is the fact that for a very long time, mankind has searched outside himself for some sort of salvation. And in many cases, it will have seemed as if he found it, only to discover that this salvation was a fickle one at best. For no matter how solid a ground you seem to stand on, it is nothing but quicksand if you do not have the rock-solid foundation you truly need inside. For then, and only then, can you start to build everything else around you. So that is what this process is all about, the tearing down of everything old and misconstructed, and the rebuilding of the most solid foundation of them all. Namely that fact that you are indeed sovereign beings, complete and perfect, and ready to start to go out in the world as such. And when you do, you will start to interact with all of these other, new rock-solid beings that surround you, in the shape of your fellow men and women. And together, you will build the world of your dreams. But again, that dream must start at home as it were, with a complete dismantling of anything old and substandard that may be present inside, for then, to put the good pieces back together and build it into this rock-solid and immortal being you are all starting to emerge as. For what we have talked about today is not news to any of you, for you are not novices in this. For you have been in this construction business for a very long time now, and now, the time has come to survey this magnificent structure you are about to complete. It can be difficult at times in midst of all of the seeming chaos to see just how powerful a structure this really is, and just as it is on a regular construction site, without surveying the blueprint, it can be very difficult to get a clear image of what is underway in this confusing mass of busy workers. But we have the blueprints, dear ones, and we can see just how faithful you all are in following them, and so we can see clearly just how close you are to putting that final capstone into place, and declare this, the work of reconstructing yourselves, as finished. It may not be all of the comfort you need at times like this, when tempers fly and irritation can become high in this, the final flurry of finishing touches before the unveiling. But trust us when we say that even if you might feel a bit stressed out now and then, and you feel as distant from the finished product as ever, know that this is not the case. For you are not lagging behind, not in any way, and you will all make the deadline you have set for yourselves for this process. So fret not, even if you at times may feel like your whole structure is tethering on the brink of collapse. For your building is indeed built on solid ground this time, not on the loose and treacherous sands of yesteryear, and as such, it can weather anything that may be waiting ahead. We do not say this to imply any sort of cataclysmic event, we just say this in order to remind you that you are built of sturdy stuff now, and so come rain or shine, storm or quiet, you will be standing tall and proud and rightly so. For what you have done, is to build something that will last and last, and when you get to know this new you better, you will also see the bright future that you have in store. Not just as brilliant individuals, but as this whole beautiful conglomerate of magnificent structures, all linked together in a way that will make everything else pale in comparison. For this is no fata morgana, this is the true paradise you are building. For as you struggle and push to get those final pieces in place in your own personal setup, you are also simultaneously doing the same to this whole planet. For this is what dreams are made of. Not mere fiction, but the facts that you have already started to make it come true by making yourselves become true. The true humans, based on their true conviction that what you have become, will never be torn down again, and as such, paradise is already rising from the ashes of the old. And you are the ones making this happen, by doing the hard work of rebuilding your own personal being from the ground up. And now, you can all feel dizzy at times as you have started to raise this new you to such lofty heights, you are already towering above the old remnants of the one you used to be. There is no need to look down now, dear ones, just keep your focus up, and you will have a better chance to finish this whole process off without being too overwhelmed by vertigo. For remember, you are not yet used to moving in these, let us call them, elevated spheres, and as such, you will feel a little bit insecure and unsteady on your feet. So just stay focused on where you are going, and do not spend too much time mulling about where you actually came from. That way, your heart will follow your eyes, and you will find yourself striving towards your own completion in a way that will help you to attain it faster than if you spend too much time looking back over your shoulder. For you are not going back, you are simply to keep moving ahead, and that is what you do each and every day, even at the times where you feel more like you are holding on for dear life, on the brink of being tossed back down onto the ground again. But trust us when we say that this is not the case, it is simply a signal that you have not yet gotten used to the purer air at this height. So just take your time and go slow whenever you feel the need to do so. As we said, there is no risk that you will miss your stipulated time of completion. So again we say that all is well, and even if your whole structure seems to be swaying considerably at times, it is more solid than you think and it can withstand it all. For you are made of the same stuff as the stars, indeed you are all stars, and you shine brightly even in the brightest of daylight. Not just today, but forever. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com